10,964 days since the last time Maine hosted a conference playoff game, and it was one to remember. Brian Stackpole, Sandy Thomas from Orono, Maine. The number 3 ranked Black Bears, 10-6 in American East Conference action, taking on UMass Lowell, the 6th seed, 6-10, and a team they had just played, Maine and UMass Lowell, on Tuesday night. Each game so far this season, a 1-point differential favoring the Black Bears, but when all was said and done, we had quite a contest here tonight.
This was a game to remember for any fan that has come to this game tonight and not been here before. This will bring them back.
Max Brooks, a force inside throughout this one, dominating with a double-double, getting his points, getting his rebounds. But Kellen Tynes was also a dominant force, fresh off being named Defensive Player of the Year for the 3rd straight year. He was showing off his offensive hand this time through, Sandy.
He certainly was. He did not want to go down on a loss, and this being his last collegiate career game. So they're moving on to play Vermont on Tuesday. And I'm sure A.J. Lopez, as we see a shot right there, will have a big part of it as well.
Early on, the Riverhawks took a decent lead of 7 points, and we thought maybe the Riverhawks were going to avenge their 2 earlier losses, including an overtime loss at Costello. Instead, though, the Black Bears would bounce back in a big way. Timely 3-pointers, steals aplenty, and as we mentioned, Kellen Tynes doing everything that made him a second-team all-conference selection, getting the Black Bears to up to 11 points of a lead, and then ultimately salting this one away when all was said and done. It was all Black Bears in the second half, and they were able to now move on to the semifinals and win a postseason game in the American East Conference for the first time in 20 years. A huge performance for the Black Bears when all was said and done. And again, Maine led by the 20 points from Kellen Tynes, who had 5 rebounds, 6 assists, and 3 steals, leading the way. UMass Lowell had a 25-point performance, 10 rebounds from Max Brooks, and Quentin Mincy 23 points also in the loss. But the Black Bears are the ones who are going to be moving on after a tremendous effort through 40 minutes in the pit, which was, if not sold out, pretty nearly sold out, as it was just a lively atmosphere led by Maine football coach Jordan Stevens, who led the student section. And then that was the dot on the exclamation point for Killian Gribben, who then promptly had a block. But we can look at our Jersey Mike's a sub above playoff bracket, as we now know it's Maine versus Vermont. Can the Black Bears exercise some demons versus the Catamounts on Tuesday evening? Because they have lost 30 straight games. Yes, 30 straight games to the Catamounts. Can it be 31, or will they finally beat the Catamounts and punch their ticket to the American East Championship on Saturday morning? 2
very close games this season with them, that's for sure. They're capable of it. People here, as we see out there on the court right now in the pit, people don't want to leave. This was just such a great game.
20 years in the making, the Black Bears win a quarterfinal at home, streaks broken, a 72-64 win for the Maine Black Bears over UMass Lowell. Brian Stackpole, Sandy Thomas, signing off from Orono, where the Black Bears win for the first time in the American East postseason in 20 years from Orono.